Hey Tom.
Hi.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
And you've got some interesting new stuff here.
Correct. So we brought to you our latest production-ready prototype of what we call the MX Modular. So Rodec was a famous DJ mixer brand in the 80s and 90s. And then we're rebooting this with a pro audio range right now. So we've taken hints from the original DJ mixers, but we're making a hybrid mixer to combine it with a pro audio device with a 500 series rack here where you can put your own preamps. We're making our own preamp that we call the M501, which is you can see it over here, a dual transformer, dual discrete op-amp preamp, so it's a serious step up from your average DJ mixer. So we're thinking of a hybrid setup, a DJ that might bring a drum computer to a gig, or maybe an electronic live band that wants to have serious preamps when gigging, because this device should be your device, your instrument to gig with. So analog preamps, and then we have two faders, two stereo slots here, where we've made small modules so you can build your own channel strip. Here I have a line and a phono preamp. I have an analog EQ, and then I have a filter module here that feeds into the stereo faders here. And basically, you can build any setup you want. If you want to go 4 stereo DJ setup, you can do that. If you want to go 8 mono channels, you can do that. Also, the faders are fully modular. You can unscrew them and basically shift them. In our master section here, we have 2 aux sends, stereo aux sends balanced, 2 bus sends with an insert on your bus. We have an additional 8 inputs to do a 16 channel summing, analog summing with this. We have our own digital I/O board, 16 in, 16 out USB that comes with the mixer. On top of the master section we have a digital effects section, so this is running a couple of reverbs and a couple of delays. And then the feature that I find the most interesting is our programmable on and mute switches. So basically you can program a scene and say which channel should be on, and then you hit the button for 3 seconds and it saves the scene into this. And then you can switch scenes, and you can basically, like you would do scenes in Ableton, do it on an analog device. You can combine channels coming into USB by hitting the USB input, and that's coming from computer. If you unscrew it, you'll have uncheck it, you'll have the analog input on the back, and then you can build a hybrid setup and then basically control everything from here. We've chosen deliberately for DJ faders here because you can trim all of the inputs, so you can run all the faders at 100% and actually mix inside your stem track as a DJ would mix a track, but you're actually mixing your track. So we believe that performance-wise, this is what you want to use as an instrument on stage, rather than bringing a digital controller, because it can add so much more to the vibe when you can decide on your own scenes, when you can crank the EQs, run it through the transformers, like what I do all the time. I have a 909 and I feed it through these preamps. It sounds beefy. I can distort my TB303 there, and I can combine it with samples coming from Ableton and basically build my track on an analog kit here. So that's where we are now.
Okay,
did I miss anything?
The thing that I really want to ask you about is the horizontal format of the 500 series, because that's something I've not come across before.
Correct. So as you know, coming from the DJ world, there's a lot of stereo channels going on there. And there are some stereo 500 slots series that are available, but we wanted to do something more because a line preamp or an EQ doesn't need a full slot. So we basically built this adapter here that you can use. It comes with a backplane that's somewhere here. And so this goes into your...
That's on a regular 500
that's on a,
series
any
rack.
500 series, this will work. So also you can put any other 500 series in the Rodec. And then you can slot in these modules and then basically build your own channel strip of stereo modules here and then link them up and have the cassette fitted in the 500 series, or take these with you to any other gig. We're going to open up this format.
To the connectors on
yeah,
the
this comes with ribbon cables, so you start here. So the first one says to first mini-mod, and then from last mini-mod, and you basically see in series, you connect them to each other, like you would have a channel strip in Logic, for example, on your DAW.
Got you.
And then we're going to open up this format. So this will be posted on our website. It's going to become open source so that you know the connectors and the pinouts, and anybody can start creating their own mini amps and slot them in there. So that's why we believe we're opening up to the world of Pro Audio and 500 with our own additional format with an emphasis on stereo processing there.
And space saving, because that's very kind of space
efficient. Saving also, because why give up? This is a straightforward EQ. It's called the Baxandal EQ, but it's a very small circuit, so you don't need a full slot for that.
Yeah.
You can see here I've put in a Lindell compressor, FET compressor on the actual master bus, and I can basically switch it on here, insert internal, and then insert external. You can still run an external board also on your master bus here. For DJs, we also have headphones, and then obviously mixing between pre-fader listening and the full master mix. So it's a true hybrid. You can track with this in your studio, do great tracking. You can take this on stage. You can use this as a DJ mixer. You can use it as a hybrid device. That's where we think this should be going.
It's an interesting format. I like the way you've kind of borrowed ideas from the modular world too, like the kind of the 1U format. Yeah,
in there. Also, I'm a big synth geek, so I wanted to have synthesizer filters in there. So we built this guy here, which is a simple low-pass, high-pass filter. What we have here is we can smoothly shift between low-pass and high-pass. You can hear it right now, but that's new. We have a dynamics in there that will feed back the input to the frequency to get like a wah-wah sweeping effect. We have a beefy resonance here, and then you can always measure the in and the out, so you can stay within balance, so that you can keep the faders at 100%. We have, if you then go down here, these on and off switches. They can be set to switches, or they can be set into momentary mode, and then they will only work as you keep them down, and as you release them, the sound will be gone again. So that you can trigger these as you would do a piano. PFL button, send everything to bus 1, send everything to bus 2, send everything to master, and then here you can go from your buses, bus send, there's an insert return. I've missed this button here, sorry for that, and then there's a return on the bus, and I can basically hit the insert here. For USB recording, normally the 16 channels will go to USB, but I can override and basically record the buses or the AUXes to my computer instead of channels 9 to 16. There's a link button. Here you can link 2 of these units together with a control cable, and so you can have another 8 or 16 channels, because we'll make a smaller version of this that doesn't have the master section, but just another 8 channels. Link it up, and then the scene programming will also run through the other mixer, and you can basically do like a 24 channel setup, staying within a 19-inch format. That was important for us. So this is rec size gear. We have the M6 bolts here to basically bolt it into a rack. This is a sturdy 2mm steel case that's welded
and
together.
The linking cable, is that going to be proprietary or off the shelf?
That's a proprietary digitally cable. So because we're sending our digital controlled format, so it's not digitally doing the audio, it's just controlling the relays inside each channel to go off or on. And we all know that relays actually can plop if you turn them on or off, so we made a little analog envelope channel. As you hit the button, you're first going to get a very fast fade in and fade out before the relay switches, and so you can do plopless switching between scenes, which is also something that's very important. You don't want to have major clicks when you have 4 channels turning on or off. That would be problematic on stage.
Seems like you thought of everything. And I guess we should have a quick look at the little interesting wooden boxes on the end here. So this is the original format, yeah?
This is the format that we've designed. What we call it's 100 series format instead of 500 series format. But we've made these wooden cases So you can basically slot them in here and have this used as a phono preamp without scaring away the rest of the family at home and still have the great sound. So on the back, this is more like a hi-fi device. We have RCA's line in, phones in, and then an output, ground obviously. And this is serial number 0 because they will come out in June.
Well, actually, that was going to be my last question, is kind of pricing and availability. So when are they coming out and roughly how much they're going to be?
So these guys will be out in June. Pricing, I still have to finalize it, but we're looking somewhere at 600, 700 euros for these boxes here. For the mixer, this will be out in 6 months. So for the empty slot, you'll get the mixer bay with the master section, the digital effects, and the 16-channel I/O. We're looking at 3,500. And then you can run a couple of faders. Yeah, the faders will be something between 150 and something else. And then obviously 500 slots. That's if you want to fit it all with APIs, then you're going to be running an expensive unit. Ours are going to be much less expensive than the APIs. And then these are also going to be, I think, somewhere between 6 and 7, you're going to get a beautifully filled setup in the fully analog world.
That's brilliant. Many thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Have a great show.